Will now take up the matter of applications for special one-day license for alcohol beverages, starting with malt beverage and wine only, or either one. Andrew Jacobson of the Brewed Awakening Coffee House at 61 Market Street for 2 scheduled events, Thursday, April the 12th, 2007, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. The event is United...
No. Excuse me for a second, Mr. Secretary. Just stand up there at the lectern. Thank you.
United We Stand for Jason, and the second event is for Thursday, April the 19th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The event is the Lowell's Rape Crisis Center Art Show. Also, Corey Belanger of Major's Pub, 34 Jackson Street, for Saturday, May 5th, 2007, from 7 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. This is Major's Cinco de Mayo celebration within a fence-enclosed area on the public way, that is the street. Also, for all alcoholic beverages, Pauline A. Minch, St. Michael's Church Hall at 543 Bridge Street. Cheryl Funeral is representing. This is for Saturday, April the 28th, 2007, from 5:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. The event is St. Michael's School Auction.
Okay. How about, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just step up to the mic and introduce yourself, please.
Andrew Jacobson, a Brewed Awakening Coffee House.
Okay.
Corey Belanger, Major's Pub.
Okay.
Cheryl Funeral for St. Michael's School Auction.
I'm sorry, your name again?
Cheryl Funeral.
Cheryl, okay. Okay. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it and saying the names don't match. They do. Okay. The two of you haven't been before us before?
I have.
You have, okay. All right. Cheryl, you haven't. So, the spiel has got to be real simple, like the License Commission takes a proactive approach to this. We want you to thoroughly understand that this is your license. This is not St. Margaret's license. This is your license, and therefore you are responsible. If for any reason at all you don't like what's going on, or you think that somebody's had enough to drink, it's your license. You simply say, shut the bar down. Okay? It's unfortunate we live in a litigious society where people are looking for reason. It's always the other guy's fault. No, look at all the lawyers smile when I say that. It's amazing. You sit back, you should be on this side of the desk. You look back and you say, lawsuit? And all of them smile. It's like a little bit of heaven coming. But being honest, what happens is somebody, says, oh, my daughter, well, she's 20 years. Nobody will ever know. Buy her a sombrero, And they do. And then my daughter falls down or she gets in a car accident. And guess what? I'm going to sue you because you enabled me to do this, Nobody stands up. So we have to make sure that you all stand up. Corey, you've got a bar room, the restrictions, the rules. We haven't had any problems that I'm aware of. We don't want any problems, okay? And that you have a lot riding on it because you do this for a living, as opposed to these folks who kind of put their head in the guillotine for one day, okay? You're familiar with the let's see, are you going to be outside or inside? Tell me a little bit about your event.
For 2 fundraisers, both of them are going to be inside the premise.
Okay, and who's Jason?
This is a friend who is running the St. Louis Marathon. United We Stand for Jason. Jason's a friend of theirs that's inflicted with disease.
Okay. Any questions?
No, that was my question. I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay?
Good luck.
Thank you.
Commission will now take up the matter of special events permits for amplified outdoor public entertainment. Corey Belanger of Major's Pub, 34 Jackson Street, Saturday, May 5th, 2007, from 7 p.m. to 12 midnight. A disc jockey with sound system, a fence-enclosed area on a public way at 34 Jackson Street in conjunction with Cinco de Mayo celebration. LZ Nunn of Cool in the Revolving Museum, Diane Testa, representative, for Saturday, May 12th, 2007, from 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. A live band sound system, Market Mills Courtyard, 246 Market Street, in a visitor center parking lot in conjunction with Art Ventures Kickoff. Also, Kathy Lantang of the Lowell General Hospital for Sunday, May 20th, 2007, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. A disc jockey with sound system, Riverwalk River Walk behind the Songus Arena in conjunction with the Lowell General Hospital's walkathon.
Okay, if you'd be kind enough to step up to the mic and introduce yourself.
Corey Belanger, Major's Pub.
Kathy Lantang, Lowell General Hospital.
Diane Testa of the Revolving Museum.
Okay. Okay, Kathy, I don't see any problem with you being behind the Songus Arena, I'm sure, but the other two, you're in the downtown area. Okay, you know the problems that we've had, you know that, reasonable noise at a reasonable time. It's important because the one person that jumps out and goes off the deep end, everybody else that comes in here for, a permit for amplified music, we're gonna say, so-and-so ruined it for everybody. No, there'll be no outside music. And somebody's not going to be we have to take everybody else into consideration, plus we have to take those people that live around our event into consideration. They have a right to a life, they have a right to live, they have a right to enjoy their life. Everybody with me? Yes. Commissioner?
Corey, is there a tent out there this year, or?
No, Commissioner. This will be a fenced-off area. We're renting fencing. It'll be a definitely confined area with only one entrance and exit, but it will be confined.
All right, all right. And like I said, it's just got to get along with the neighbors, and I wouldn't even be too sure about the Songus Arena, because there seems to be an atmosphere of complaining in terms of, the noise levels, and since this noise ordinance has been enacted, there's a little bit more complaints that we're getting, so just be wary of it, and hopefully it doesn't snow.
Okay, I have one other quick question. If we have an opportunity to have another small band somewhere along the route, would I have to come back for another permit?
No.
No.
No, not as long as it's all with the same event.
It is.
It's all under your control.
Yep.
Okay, and we're not, good, right? As long as her music would all be for the same event, her amplified music. She might have two different amplified.
Now, you're talking about a band, you said along the route, or?
Right, somewhere
But-
else along the route. We don't know yet. We have an opportunity that we
But
might
within
have-
the Songus,
No, we don't know that for sure yet either.
Oh.
So I'm wondering
Oh,
if I
that's
have
a
to
little
come
different.
back to have this amended, or whether...
if you had a different location, it'd have to come back for a
Okay.
different
Yeah.
permit.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's not like within that Songus compound, if,
Yeah.
one in the front, one in the back, one on
Okay.
the side, no problem. But if you're gonna put it in a downtown, somewhere along the route, we would wanna know about it.
Okay, that's
okay?
fine.
Yeah.
Just
No problem.
because, again, as Commissioner Gary said, there's a lot of interest right now in the noise in the downtown area. There's a lot of concern, and, we want to make sure that we know where people are, okay?
Not a
Thank you,
problem.
ma'am.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Good luck.
thank you.
Commission will now take up the matter of an application for public amusement for fair. This is the St. Margaret's School Festival. Reverend Raymond Benoit is the pastor, and Marassa is representative. This is for Thursday, April the 19th, and Friday, April the 20th, 2007, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. for each date. Also for Saturday, April the 21st, from 12 noon to 10 p.m. And the event will take place on the school grounds at 486 Stevens Street. There will be carnival rides, Mr. Chairman, as well as, I believe there'll be a Sunday activity as well, but that's a separate application.
Okay, introduce yourself, please.
Ann Marassa, St. Margaret's School Festival.
Okay, father didn't want to come himself. Hey, we could have given him a liquor license. He could have had a good time,
He sent me out in the snow.
Oh, he did. Did he send you as the sacrificial lamb?
Yes.
Or, is that what it is? Okay. Give father my best. What do you think?
Motion to approve.
Well, look at that. A good Catholic kid. Nice kid, huh? How about that? Motion, do they, this is on private property, do they insure this to the city? Oh, do we have to be named in a policy?
Well, Mr. Chairman, with that application in front of you, you have also the certificate
Yeah.
from the Commissioner of Public Safety on the particular rides. That is provided to Ann from the promoter. His certificate of insurance, it doesn't necessarily reference the city of Lowell, nor does it reference the St. Margaret's School or the church. You're aware that it's possibly the father should be looking at including the church, the school, as far as the parish is concerned, for liability purposes, or the archdiocese?
Have them do something separate to the school?
No, it can just be named on this policy.
That seems to be he brought that to me today, that seems to be his blanket policy for the season. No particular venue named specifically.
Well, typically when this is an activity that's on city property, or a city's involved with the promotion of the event, we try to make sure that the promoter is including the city as a co-insured. It's the cost of which it may not be that much greater, just to add the particular.
Yeah. You might, where it just says here, additional insured, you might want to have them put in St. Margaret's Church, St. Margaret's School, whatever. And I don't know, I mean, I only ask because I do know that we make them name the city.
Okay.
And it's just as a protection, because when something goes wrong, they go after everything, you know.
Yep.
It's like saying to folks that get a one-day liquor license, you know, they're going to go after you because the license is, well, they're going to go after the church because the church sponsored the, you know, you might, I don't know, but you might want to check it with somebody.
Okay.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, say yes. Yes. Thank you.
Do you have things for me now, or do you want me to come back for them? Or do you have permits for me now, or do you want them? Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right.
Okay.
Commission will now take up or open a hearing on an application by Captain Jason's Inc. John Benellis is the president, for a malt beverages and wine restaurant license for premises at 1334 Middlesex Street, there being an unnumbered door on the south side. The first floor is a dining area, service area, a kitchen, and storage. It is requested that John Benellis be approved as the manager of record for Captain Jason's Inc.
You actually can move up here if you want. It'd be easier for you to put your papers.
Thank you.
They only asked me to make the one-day licenses go back to the thing, Counselor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Gary. I'm here, my name is Attorney Steve.
Is the mic on?
Yes, my name is
Okay.
Attorney Steve Panagiatakis. I represent Captain Jason's Inc. Just state your name.
John Benellis, president of Captain Jason's.
Okay.
Captain Jason's is located at 1334 Middlesex Street. It's been operating, Mr. Benellis has been operating it for over 25 years. He is before the commission
30 to be exact.
32 to be exact. He's before the commission to ask that he be granted a beer and wine license to be served on premises.
Okay.
And I think his record with the city over the years has been exemplary as far as a small business in the city.
All right. Why don't we open it up and see if there's anybody here to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition? Anybody speak in opposition? That portion of the hearing is closed. Anybody to speak in favor? In favor? In favor. That portion of the hearing is closed. I can tell you from firsthand experience, you run a wonderful restaurant, and I ask myself the question, why do you want to do this? I mean, I was saying to Commissioner before, you ever want to get fish and chips, that's the place to go.
Well,
So I don't know.
Just to help the business, because a lot of customers asking for a beer
Really?
and wine. Yeah.
And the competition is much greater
the
than it
competition.
used to be, and to be able to offer that variety to your customers is an added incentive for them to
Okay.
come there.
This is going to be strictly like if somebody comes and sits at a table,
it.
though.
That's it.
Okay?
He's not going to establish a bar area or
No,
anything like that?
no. The seating will remain exactly the same.
Okay.
And Mr. Benellis is basically there every hour that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
open. And he also closes early. His closing times are
8:30.
8:30, 9 o'clock, so.
gotta, I guess on these situations, you gotta be wary about not only who you're serving, but who's drinking it.
Exactly.
So it's gonna be a little bit more conscious effort on your part, because, you know, you can make a pizza and not worry about who's eating it. You can't put a beer across that counter and not worry about it. So that's on you. That's your enhanced responsibility. And like I said, you're a good businessman. You've been doing it for a long time, and I think you'll be able to handle it.
Did we do a query, Captain Dale? We didn't? That you're aware of? Okay.
As far as the background check, I believe that should have been done. Captain Demore and his office would have been involved directly with that.
I'm sure if there was any.
2 weeks ago,
All
I
the
think.
cards came back? All the green cards?
I got some here.
You had that.
Okay. Okay, you do run a, you know, and I say this, and, you know, in all sincerity, you do run a wonderful restaurant, and, you know, you've got a limited seating, you know, I mean, as far as your open area. And most of the time, you have a young girl at the counter. I hope you're gonna have to.
I'm always there.
I know, but you're like Michael said, you're in the back making pizzas and whatnot, and the girls are always, you know, the girls, or whoever's up front is waiting on the customer, and they're the one that's gonna be the one that's gonna have to make sure that person's over 21, and make sure you don't get a false ID.
He's often been accused of having eyes in the back of his head by his employees, so he knows everything that goes on in that place,
All
and
right,
he'll be
I'm sure he
supervising
does.
him.
He does a great job. You know, this, I tell you right up front, tell everybody, we run a big thing at the office every year for Halloween, and this gentleman always helps us out with the pizzas and everything, and does a really great job, and very community-minded on anything that I've ever known. So I do know you, and I'm going to say I'm voting out of necessity, not out of, because there's two of us, and I don't want to see this be stalled or anything like that. I want to see it be able to go through. I have no problem with it.
No, I'm going to make a motion to approve. I see it checked off. There's no criminal record here, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 Thank you very much.
Good luck. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Take care, guys.
Yes, Steve.
Commission will now open the hearing on an application by Hong Tran Nugent, doing business as Fo 88, for an all-alcoholic beverage restaurant license for premises at 1270 Westford Street. 3 unnumbered doors to the hallway, the first floor, 2-room for dining area, bar, seating, kitchen, storage room. Fo 88 is presently licensed for malt beverages and wine restaurant for said premises at 1270 Westford Street.
1270. Where's 1270?
This is, again, I'm going to have to
Okay.
make a clarification before I start. I'm going to have to vote on this as a matter of necessity. I represented the petitioner before on other matters, and I'm going to vote because we only have 2 members, and much to my surprise, we still only have 2 members, but I'm going to vote out of necessity.
Shouldn't,
Counsel, you were here before a little while ago on this. No.
yeah.
You were here a little while before on this matter. This is,
We were here in February, Mr. Gary, for an expansion of the restaurant,
yeah.
to include a new dining room and a bar area, and with the expansion, he'd like to go from the malt license to an all-alcoholic beverage license, because he's going to have more people in there and to support his expenses. He intends to maintain it as a family restaurant. He's been in business for 7 years, and he runs a good business, so this will help him with what he's doing.
Where is it? Where's 1270?
1270 is the little strip mall, Nat Sergi's building. It's, remember, downstairs is where you had the problems. This is upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's upstairs.
You know this guy? That's the best thing
You
you can
didn't
say.
know, you didn't know him 2 months ago.
That's the
so-
best thing you can say, when they say, no, I don't, hey, you're
But he-
50% of the way there.
You approved a major renovation,
Yeah.
it was right at the end of
Do you
February.
have any kind of a drawing or a floor plan or anything that,
It's in there.
Mr. Chairman, the applicant had been before you recently to expand the existing premises. Unfortunately, we did not include this application. The application then could have been included to allow for the
Thanks,
full liquor license. He's always maintained a beer and wine license.
okay.
I could make an unsolicited commercial for this gentleman. He runs a good operation, he's always busy, he needs the room, and he's gonna handle this the way he's handled the rest of his business. He's gonna be a professional about it, and I don't think we'll have to worry about
And he's there
anything
all
with
the time. He watches over.
Mr. Nguyen.
Okay, anybody here to speak in opposition? In opposition, they better not, Mike. Anybody in opposition? That being said, anybody speak in favor? In favor, in favor. That portion of the hearing's closed. Make a motion to approve the license.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Good job.
Thank you.
I remembered that after I saw it. I didn't see the... Okay, do you have a copy? Do you have one? I went through it twice.
See ya.
Okay. Okay.
Commission will now open the hearing on the application by Shabana Inc., doing business as Bombay Mahal Restaurant, Ali Nakpuria, President, for an all-alcoholic beverage restaurant license for premise at 43-45 Middle Street, an unnumbered door on the north side. The first floor is a dining room, function room, kitchen, a service area, 2 storage rooms, basement for storage. Shabana Inc. is a licensee for malt beverages and wine restaurant for premises at 43-45 Middle Street.
Okay. Introduce yourself for the record.
Sorry? Yeah. Introduce.
Yeah, Allah Nagpuria.
Sit down, sit down, you can stay down. Okay? All right.
I think that I have,
Okay, all right.
can I just...
Yeah, please do.
You had initially, in dealing with the office, an attorney was representing the corporation.
Yeah.
You've chosen not to have him here today?
No, he's not here today.
You have is your attorney here?
No, he's not here.
He's not.
You chose not to have him here today?
No.
Is it your decision not to have your attorney here?
No, today we are not bring him today. I think he's somewhere busy, so.
Do you want him here?
Is it necessary to bring that?
Well, the reason I bring the subject up is because this particular application you have for all alcoholic license requires that abutters be notified.
Okay, so
Do you know if that matter was taken care of?
I think he told me that everything is, he submit all the papers,
Yeah, but we don't have it.
whichever the required papers. Yeah.
We don't have it.
That
Yeah. Well, we don't have proof of it, we don't have, you know what the green cards are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm citizen.
Do you have them with
No,
you?
not that green card.
No, not that kind of green card.
We have to have something
Get
to
one of
show
those
that the
papers,
people
show
that are
what it
around
looks
you got notification.
Wait a minute, let me show
We
you.
don't have that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
We don't
see?
have that, so we have to continue it.
By law, you gotta notify those people?
Yeah, we already sent the mail, everything like.
Yeah, but we don't have, we need that back.
We need that back,
Oh, I understand. Listen.
that green card.
Yeah. Okay.
To show that everyone got the notice.
Yeah.
Everybody that abuts
We
the
send like
rest-
33 letters.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to continue it without a finding,
Okay.
okay?
Gotta get those.
And you get,
But we already mailed whichever the
We have all
attorney, he
the-
gave all that.
We have the receipt with us. Chana, receipt.
Yeah.
But that's our restaurant. We have all the receipt, 30 receipt which I sent. I can bring you to your office maybe tomorrow if you want.
Put it on for 2 weeks.
does he have them?
Bring you all the receipt at the restaurant.
We're gonna put it on for 2 weeks then. Put it over for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, bring the cards into the office
Okay.
and give them to Ryan, so we have proof
Bring him
that
right
you had
away,
him.
just in case there's any issues, he can point them out to
Okay,
you.
so
Okay,
can I submit tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay.
Bring him out tomorrow.
Yep, bring them down tomorrow, give them to Ryan, so we have them.
Okay.
Because he has to check them, okay?
Okay, sir,
All
thank
right,
Right.
continue it
I'll
out
make a
for
motion to continue it to our next meeting, which
Second.
is,
Our next regular meeting will be April 26th.
So we have
Okay.
to come again?
Yes.
come again.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay. All right. Say your green card.
Commission will now open the hearing on the application by Lowell Provision Company, which is a corporation doing business as Alpine Butcher Shop, for a wine-only license for retail sale in a convenience/specialty store for premises under construction at 963 Chelmsford Street, 2 unnumbered doors. The first floor is a butcher shop, a retail sales convenience store with wine section. It is requested that Peter F. Doyle be approved as the manager of record for Lowell Provision Company.
Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Geary, my name is George Cielides Jr., 133 Market Street, Lowell, and I'm here representing the applicant, who is the principal of the company, is beside me now, one of the principals.
Okay, Peter Doyle, and I'm the president of Lowell Provision Company.
Okay. Were there any abutters to this?
2.
2? You got them?
I do.
Okay. All right.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Before we get really into the public hearing portion of it or whatnot, are there, okay. OPD.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, the location of the proposed retail store apparently is off of where the Wang Towers or the Cross Point Towers are now.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Where?
Across the street from the old music store. You remember the pink, the purplish kind of building, that the last building before you leave Lowell on the right on Chelmsford Street?
Where's in relation to the little strip mall there? Oh, I know, yeah, that's where the 99 is?
No, no, as you're going out
Further
towards
out,
Route
go
3.
towards Chelmsford.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. There was a purplish building on the right,
Yeah.
the last building before the ramp to Route 3,
Okay,
that held a music store.
all right.
We've torn down the music store and built a new building
Now,
for,
is this the same low provision that's?
Yes.
same-
Correct.
So you're
And
still over
Alpine-
there in the,
Yes.
so you got
Well-
two places now?
right, Alpine Butcher. Well, no, we have an Alpine Butcher store in Chelmsford. They're going to move it back to Lowell right at that spot.
Okay, but it's still the same low provision
Correct.
that's always been?
Yeah,
Correct.
They had a
my
fire there a few
grandfather.
years ago and?
Was
Yeah.
incorporated in 1929, Commissioner Geary.
All right.
Okay.
What's, any other package stores up around there?
We're not aware of any that are anywhere
Chelmsford
nearby
Street, There's
there.
one somewhere, Lincoln Square somewhere, right around Lincoln
Chelmsford?
Square. Yeah.
On Lincoln Square, yeah,
Yeah.
way
But
down.
no, there's nothing,
We don't care about Chelmsford.
I have...
No, on the Lowell
on
side,
Chelmsford Street.
too.
Yeah.
But, no, there's only, it's me and Route 3.
Is the building still purple?
It's a new building.
No, we've torn it down, building a brand-new building.
But for
Street
nostalgia's
enough to
sake,
give
we
you
can
a
paint it
license.
purple. My neighbor...
It's a brand-new building.
It's brand new, it's under construction.
It's under
right now.
construction.
We're-
And do you sell wine in any of your other stores?
No,
No.
no, because the only other store was in Chelmsford, the liquor store right across the street, Harrington's.
Okay.
So
yeah.
that would never get approved.
So you're out of that location, you bought the land, you build the building.
Yes,
When's it gonna be ready?
2 months, maybe Father's Day, if it stops raining and snowing.
Okay.
Look like you get an hour's worth of work in now, you know?
All right.
I'd also like to point out that, for example, some of their competition, I hate to use the names, like Butcher Boy and others, are all doing this now. These
Yeah.
are specialty wines for people who come in to buy.
Yeah, it's
the
just a wine.
Only.
That's it,
What
just
goes
wine.
along, you're gonna have
Yeah.
recommendations with the meat and all that.
Right.
yeah.
It's almost a component now of a meal
Yeah,
today.
I understand
Yeah.
the concept, yeah.
Okay, let's open it up. Anybody here to speak in opposition? In opposition, in opposition. That portion of the hearing's closed. Anybody speak in favor? In favor, in favor. That portion of the hearing's closed. Did you do it, Corey? Yeah, are we aware we did? Everybody, do you know this guy? No. That's 50% of the way.
Except for the steak tips.
You don't look like you're...
He is a-
We won't get into that, Bill.
Only by reputation.
He is a customer, though.
Okay, all right.
Now, you mentioned the other establishments, so they, and I've been to them, I can't remember, they're
Alpine
selling,
Butcher?
yeah, they're selling like the one in the end over there, they sell the wine out of that store?
Oh, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big section in there,
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now I don't have to go down there anymore, so get the place up.
That,
You know
I
what
think
mean?
that's fabulous.
I don't have any.
That's
I-
my whole plan.
Yeah, I think it'll be good, you know, I don't have any issues with it, I think it's an
You
enhancement
understand
of its
that, you
business,
know, it is, okay? But it seems today that everybody's trying, you know, I mean, dollars are tight, and rightfully so, so everybody's trying to get into, you know,
Absolutely.
It's like Captain Jason's that just left.
Absolutely.
This guy runs a beautiful restaurant, the food is excellent, you know, I
We sold-
can
I know
attest
him
to it.
personally, too,
I'm
absolutely.
sure George
Yeah.
can, I'm sure, you know,
Yeah.
I know Captain Taylor can probably attest to, you know, but the point is that with new ventures come new responsibilities.
Oh, absolutely.
And the problem is that, which was concerned with him, and I say it to you because I am also concerned with you, is you are putting another responsibility onto your clerks. You have to make them understand it.
Absolutely.
This is not a pound of hamburger, okay? This is a
I agree.
volatile item.
I-
This can cost me my living if you screw this up. So it's important that when we do those types of things, especially where we're going into a whole new area, an area now that requires a special license, special training. We were talking to some folks, and I don't know if this is something that you want to look into, but they do make a machine that reads IDs.
It's gonna be. it's
Already
gonna be part of
mentioned
Okay,
it to me.
good.
Yeah, it's all part of the new system.
You need to be able to do that because it's so dangerous today,
Absolutely.
okay? So,
I
I mean,
agree.
as long as we have your reassurance and you understand that, you know, everybody says it's a family business, I'm gonna be there, and the gentleman from Captain Jason's, I probably could say to you, I don't think I've ever been there that he hasn't been there.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, he probably doesn't have a family life, the poor
Yeah.
guy. But that's the problems with owning a business, and the people that run a successful business, they're there. You
Absolutely.
know that.
Absolutely.
They
My-
don't just establish the business and walk
Yeah.
away. Okay? So you got a whole new area of responsibility, as long as you understand that.
I do.
Michael, you want to?
No, I just, you know, I like it, it's been a commitment in Lowell before, I like you coming back and making a substantial, you know, economic investment in the city of Lowell, I'm all for it. The simple thing, you know, the alcohol brings enhanced responsibility, you're a businessman, you understand that, I think you can handle the responsibility, I'm pretty sure you can handle the responsibility. I'll make a motion to approve it.
Motion made, I'll second it, all in favor, say yes.
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 We thank you
Chairman,
very
just for
much.
the
Yep.
purposes of the fact that the building is under construction.
Yep.
And the premises for the purpose of the wine retail is for the first floor only.
Yep.
If there were to be any changes from the plan that's been filed, then
You'd have to
the
come in.
applicant licensee would be compelled to come before
back.
you again.
What's on, what do you got planned for the second floor?
Hi, doctor.
Okay, yeah.
It's all done, it's leased. The
What is it,
upstairs-
two-story building?
Yes, a
Two-story
two-story
building.
building, and,
Separate entrance and
so you go
separate
upstairs
elevator.
and have your eyes fixed, and you come down and can select the beautiful
Buy
bottle
some
of
meat.
wine.
All right.
Hopefully.
All right.
Okay.
What are you
Jim,
saying,
thank you.
Father's Day, huh, June? All right.
Thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much.
Have him write your contractor a letter, he'll get him moving.
Next on the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, Michael Callery is here. He's the manager of Hookslide Kelly LLC, the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee at 19 Merrimack Street. This is regards to the interest in the business of a piece of property at 15 Merrimack Street, owned by the Lowell Regional Transit Authority, and using that space for an outside cafe.
Okay, if you'd be kind enough to introduce yourself for the record.
Michael Callery, manager, Hookslight Kelly's.
Mary Calorie.
Okay. For the audience, Michael, why don't you just tell us a little bit about your plans and what you want to do? And then we can kind of go from there.
All right, currently, we're working with the Historic Board on renovating the exterior of the building. When we opened up, it was winter time, it needs some work, and we're working to get, you know how it goes, you have to have it approval.
How's that going?
You know how it goes. No, they've been good with us. Hopefully, we'll have the exterior cleaned up and look more presentable within a reasonable amount of time before the weather breaks, if it ever does. Just recently, we signed a 3-year contract with the Lowell Spinners. We're doing promotions and sponsorship with the Spinners. On May 3rd, they're doing what they're calling a Spinner Idols contest, like American Idol. 50 contestants come down, and they sing the national anthem with the chance to sing at Fenway Park and at the Lowell Spinners home opener. We're hosting a Meet the Spinners Day in June with lunch, autographs with all the players. We've got 2 tickets to every home game that we'll be giving out to customers in a drawing. They come in during the week, sign their name. We draw the tickets on Sunday afternoon. We're also hosting a Meet the Lowell Americans. I met with Harry Ayotte, the owner of the Americans, the other night. We're doing some sponsorship with the All-Americans. Also, we've signed a contract to host the Jack Kerouac Road Race come September. It's being moved to Hookslides, where Kerouac Park is right there on Bridge Street. Seems somewhat of a pretty good fit for both parties. As you can see, we're involved with the community. We sponsor local teams. As a matter of fact, Hookslides just won the Lowell Men's Basketball Championship, I'm proud to say. And our softball team maybe opens up Sunday. We've done a number of things down there as far as retirement parties, graduation parties. Shed Park Board of Directors Little League met last night at Hookslides. Tonight there's a fundraiser for cancer research being hosted at Hookslides. Next, we've been in contact with the Devils. It was a little late in the season. The Lowell Devils are interested in becoming a partner in a sponsorship with Hookslides Kelly's. I just wanted to give you a little background. Since we opened up, we've been trying to get away from the typical bar.
Yeah.
And I think we've accomplished that. Opening day, we ran a special. There was as many kids from 9 to 12 there having pizza and sausage, watching the Red Sox, and that's what we're all about. We're family friendly. And as far as the alley goes...
Yeah, what's going on with that?
As far as the alley goes, I think it'd be beneficial if we could do something with the alley. I mean, we're in agreement with LRTA pending your decision, naturally.
What are they saying?
We're going to maintain the alley. I don't want to call it an alley. Yawkey Way Jr., if that's a better way to put it. That's what we're trying to do. And if you can't get to Fenway, you go to Hookslides. It's going to be a Yawkey Way type atmosphere out there, sausage carts, things for the kids to do, throw a baseball, so forth, watch the ball game. We're not interested in any amplified music, bands, anything like that.
Is there a lease situation you guys are talking about? Okay.
Yes, pending, like I said, pending your decision.
And how would it work in terms of, would you have to block, you'd have to block that alley off if we were going to, some way, if there was going to be a license?
Commissioner, there's a question of pedestrian access to and through.
Yeah.
Either pull the mic back, Michael, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. What we propose is, we'd like to fence off the area and be able to secure it when I leave at 3, whatever time it is in the morning, and then the cleaning, people come in at 7 o'clock, it would open it up for people leaving the garage, going to work through that area. As far as...
So it'd be closed like from a certain time?
Like about a 4-hour span, that'd be it.
But like 2 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock?
Which
is a good idea, because who's going to be in that alley?
Exactly.
At that time that, should be in there, or shouldn't be in there?
I've met several of those individuals.
Yeah, I'm sure you have, so...
So we want to take control of it.
Yeah.
And in one sense, to clean it up, we did that on the Page Street side when we opened up with the assistance of LRTA. They removed the benches, quote, beds that were in the back there.
And you
it
still
kinda-
always have that existing patio out the back.
Right, we have that
And
patio.
that's how the access would be to the alleyway, is through the back?
Right, there'd be a gate on Page Street and a gate on Merrimack Street.
Yeah.
So if you're going to Hook Slides, you go down the Yawkey Way to, I gave you a diagram.
I'm looking at it,
You
yep.
see, there's a door there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an existing door there that was bricked up at some point. When that was, we don't know. And we'd just like to reopen that door, so if you're going inside Hook Slides, you go down the alley and in that way. Another problem we have is the back door that we have on Page Street now, the waitresses come out of the kitchen there, and the customers are coming in that way.
Swings into 'em.
So it's kind of a congested area that we'd try to alleviate by entering Hook Slides from Merrimack Street and from the alley. If you were going to the Martini Bar or 21 Page, you'd come in through that gate and go to your right through those glass doors that are in the back now.
Okay.
And the deliveries and staff would go through that door that we're using now for customers. It's kind of a dangerous situation when they're coming out with a tray of hot food and customers are walking
Yeah,
in
you
and they're
gotta
walking
change it.
down and...
So there wouldn't be any access from Merrimack Street into that alley?
Yes, there'd be a gate on Merrimack Street to come
Okay,
in.
an
too.
opening gate.
And we'd secure that when I leave at night, cleaning people open in the morning, because of that concern of people parking in the garage
Yeah.
and then going to work, and they use that as a cut-through.
Cut-through, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, just tell me, just from a practical point, will the people be entering, say if you're coming into Hook Slides, you'd have people at that gate?
Yes.
Carding people,
Oh, yeah.
IDing, and had people at the door,
Same setup as inside.
same setup as inside, but you have
Absolutely.
two of them now,
Weekends, a detail
In the back
officer.
now.
Yes, right.
in the back.
Detail inside and a detail outside.
All right. You're gonna have to hire more staff and,
And the LRTA is, you're gonna be leaving your tables and chairs and stuff out there at night?
Well, that's another reason why we'd like to secure it when I leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's to make sure the tables are
Not to
there when
bring
I
'em
come
in.
back in the morning, you know?
yeah.
Okay, now I don't know, you wanna call it canopy or whatever it is that's over the alleyway?
It's partial, it's only in the front on Merrimack Street.
I'm sorry?
It's only on the Merrimack Street entrance, it doesn't cover the
It
entire
doesn't go
thing.
down
No,
through?
No.
No.
Okay. Is there, it shows you got a couple of lamp posts here.
Right.
Is there enough light out there
Yes.
to be able to see what's going on?
Yes, I'm out there.
At night?
I'm out there every night walking around, yes. And if there isn't, we'll add lighting. That's all gonna be on us,
Yeah.
if we get control of it.
Yeah.
The maintenance and the lighting will be on us. We'll take that over.
Okay, now, Mr. Secretary, the people that own this building, do they have to be notified?
Okay, Mr. Chairman, just for the fact that Michael and Mary are here this afternoon, is to give you kind of a upfront idea of what is...
You'd have to put an
they're-
application
What they're
in to
having.
expand
Oh,
that.
okay.
The application has been filed.
All right.
But because of the unusual situation, at least from the experience of the License Commission Office, that is that the Lowell Regional Transit Authority owns that piece of property.
Yeah.
That the Lowell Regional Transit Authority always used it as a waiting area for those people looking to catch a bus.
And it's
to
not being
in town.
utilized for like that.
No, so now it's been discontinued, so for purposes of public understanding,
Yeah.
it is not like, this is city property, and that it's like the Sidewalk Cafe
Right.
situation where people have to go to the city council to get permission to use this public way. This is now,
Dealing with a private entity.
and all the licensing board is directly involved with, is the fact that it would be for sale and service of alcohol beverages as a restaurant, as Michael and Mary have as much told you right now.
Yeah.
So this would need a public hearing. A legal notice can be published in the local newspaper as early as Monday's paper for a hearing to be held for our next regular meeting, which is April the 26th.
Okay.
And this would entail notifying butters.
You gonna have an outside band here, or
No.
music?
Not interested, no.
Nothing?
We're gonna have TV so you can watch the ball game. You'll be able to sit outside, watch the Red Sox game, have a hot dog or a sausage, bring the kids for a pizza,
Well,
fries.
I remember when, some time ago, that little piece of land that's out in front of, what what's JJ's Pub called now?
Courtyard.
Courtyard. That's a little park. That's a city-owned park, that piece of land. And they entered into an agreement to allow them to use that as, to be able to serve. One of the stipulations was, they didn't set up an outside bar. Outside, it became a part of their licensed premises, which I gather is what you're going to do. You're not going to have this separate, this is going to be so people would be able to come from the inside to the outside of this area with a drink.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can say from the police department, it actually probably is a good idea because recently, a couple of months ago, this particular location that you're describing, this little alleyway, was the scene of an assault because essentially it's not being utilized anymore. So clearly, if this is going to be taken over and utilized more productively, it probably is going to be a much more productive and secure use of it.
Sure. I think the thing, you've got to be aware of the fact that even with a television set, although I don't think you have many condos in that area.
There's some directly across the street, plus there's elderly housing.
Yeah.
And,
a TV should rattle them out of bed.
Right. A lot of people in the condos commit to hook slides now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you get to know each other.
Like I said, I don't think a TV should knock anybody out of bed.
I don't think so.
No.
But as I said before, there's an atmosphere of, complaining about the noise element with the bars downtown. I see it, it's happening, so be wary of it. I know you're a good business person.
Yep.
In terms of this, I think I reserve my comment to a public hearing, but I think it would be in your best interest to bring it forward to a public hearing and get everybody noticed and,
Yes, oh, absolutely.
all right?
Yep.
All right.
Not a problem.
Yeah, certainly, I have nothing negative to say about it at this point. I mean, as Captain Taylor said, I think that for somebody to take and at least utilize it, hopefully in a positive vein, just that fact alone, hopefully will be beneficial. But I agree with Commissioner Gary. I think that you should file an application and bring it forward, and we can take a look at it. I'd like to, once you get the lease from the LRTA and just
I believe he has it.
Got everything? Okay.
He has all that paperwork
Okay.
with the,
There should be
with
a
the
copy.
application.
Should be a copy.
All right.
All righty?
Okay.
Thank
We're going to
you.
put it on for did you say the application has been filed, or
Well,
still bits and
there,
pieces of it?
it's not a very elaborate form that's involved. The plan, which an authorization that Michael has signed, which is this first sheet here, you have a plan. The lease, I'm not sure if this is a final lease, that,
Yeah,
Yes.
we just didn't sign it because we didn't want to go through this if we actually wasn't going to get the license.
And that was LRTA's
That's
thought
the,
too,
Yeah.
depending on.
Commissioner Geary, that is then the lease that would be signed.
All right. So are we in a position to put it on for the next meeting?
Yeah.
Can we put it on for the next meeting?
Well, you certainly may take that action right now, and that is...
Do you want that lease signed before they put it on? I mean, commit to it?
I think generally, normally under normal, typical applications for new licenses, when you have an interested person looking to buy or lease a premises for, the lease, there should be some provision in the lease that if the license was not granted, or if there was a particular time and frame when the actual issuance of a license is delayed for an extended period, they may not want to have a lease. I'm not sure how that plays out in the real world with the real estate, but I think that the point is, I think the point has already been made, but that is to say that as long as the public is aware,
Yep.
the Lowell Regional Transit Authority owns the property, that they're willing to lease it to a private business that has a liquor license, that the License Commission will consider an application that would extend the premises of the existing restaurant to that outside area. It now becomes the licensed premises of the business and not access to the general public unless the licensee is allowing for some right of way, or the lease allows for that.
We're gonna advertise the public hearing.
Well, Mr. Chairman, the extent of the legal notice is in the classified section of the local newspaper.
Right. So,
The
okay.
abutters are notified, which our property owner is touching.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, put it on the agenda for the, what, 24th? 26th. I was never good at math anyways. The 26th. Okay?
Second it.
All right, thank you.
So,
You have the list of abutters?
Yes.
you
Okay.
do? Okay.
So let me just explain it to you right now so that everybody understands. The legal notice will be in tomorrow, will be in Monday's paper,
Okay,
first thing Monday morning, and that you are to send the notice to those abutters by certified mail return receipt request
okay,
within 3 days of the date of its publication, which would be within 3 days of Monday.
okay,
Certified mail return receipt request.
all right.
That's a
Sounds
green
good.
postcard, by the way,
Yeah.
that you get back.
I know.
Just want to make sure you don't get mixed up.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, next items on the agenda have to do with complaints against certain licensees for alleged illegal sale to minors. The first one, Acting Superintendent Kenneth LaValle has filed several complaints. The first being Europa Cafe, Joe Samo, manager, 2547 Central Street, an all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee. This particular licensee had contacted legal counsel late this morning requesting representation. The attorney, Mary C. Cornell, contacted the License Commission office around noontime, requested that the matter be continued to the next regular meeting, which would be the April 26th. She has forwarded a fax to that effect, and standard procedure of the board is to honor requests of this type.
Motion to postpone.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor, yes. Yes.
The next matter is a hearing to be open for Monorom Inc., doing business as Sen Monorom. Nisse Leak is the manager of record, 1671 Middlesex Street, an all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee for alleged sale to minor. This is it right here.
Oh, here's the other one. I get that all confused. Eon?
Yep, excuse me.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman, Captain Taylor for the Lowell Police. Unfortunately, the officer that was scheduled to be here to testify in both this and the next hearing against the White Eagle has been held at district court on trial, so he's not available this afternoon. So if is the wish of the board, we'd be seeking a continuance if you think that's appropriate.
I mean, it's fallen into the standard realm of what we're gonna do with
Okay.
them as
Yeah.
a first offender, so maybe if,
Let's hear what he has.
we'll open it up and see where he
Certainly.
wants to go with it,
Yeah.
okay?
Certainly.
I just can explain, the officer here that's gonna testify in the hearing is
Yeah.
not available.
Okay.
You can go forward if you wish to go forward on it.
Yes.
You can wait and have a legal counsel represent you. We can postpone it until the officer's
officer's
here.
here.
Whatever you'd like. You want to go forward with it, we'll go forward.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can go forward.
Have you read the complaint?
Yes.
Okay? Tell me about it.
I was not there in that time, and one of my son is there, and then also the waitress just to handle beer to the kid that he didn't check the license, and he looked like he old enough to
Yeah.
drink. That's
Would you tell the person, did you give him instruction about what he should do from now on? If the,
Yeah,
what would you do with it? What'd you
I tell
him?
him, to
It was your
check
son,
our
you
license.
said?
Not my son, it was the waitress. My son was there inside, and
How old's your son?
my son 26.
Okay. Go ahead.
And I learn along all these things. Before I have different problem, I fix it. Everything go along very well. Over a year, I never have a problem, anything like
Yeah.
that.
Now, does your waitress understand the seriousness about what
Yes,
happened?
yes. Now we explain to her.
How old's your waitress?
She's 29.
She's 29.
Yeah, but she she been
Where
here
is
about
the
2 years in this
specific
country.
complaint on this one? Yeah, I understand that, but it's not named there. I mean, basically, one right up on all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, if you don't mind. I just think that people watching need to know, what happened.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, just for purposes of what the superintendent's office has been doing in the last several months is, by way of monies received through a grant, they have established certain officers to go out and have a particular individual, be it a male or female, who is not of legal drinking age, to go into various establishments to test the proprietor's business operations to see if, in fact, these particular businesses are monitoring who is being served or who is being sold beverages. According to the Superintendent LaValle's notice, on the evenings of February 3rd, from 7 in the evening to 9 p.m., there was one group, which were hearings that we had held at the last meeting. The second group involved Mr. Leake's restaurant, Monorom Restaurant, which was, a sting was being conducted on February 10th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And officers assigned to the Lowell Police Department Special Investigation Unit participated in cops and shop sting operations funded by the 2007 Underage Alcohol Enforcement Grant, that was recently awarded to the department. The unit utilized an underage 19-year-old participant who was accompanied by a special investigations detective. The underage participant was instructed to go into the various establishments and attempt to be served alcohol beverages. All of the establishments listed above served alcohol beverages to the underage participant without being asked to present proper identification. The participant then reported back to the detectives indicating whom the server was. Subsequent to the operation, detectives entered each establishment in violation and notified them that they would be called before the License Commission for a hearing relating to the infraction. And the superintendent then includes in the notice the particular date of the complaint. Officers William Samaras was involved with the, as far as monitoring the minor on this particular evening of February 10th. And now Mr. Leake would have the opportunity to speak on his own behalf.
Okay.
Understanding, I understand that you said that you're done wrong, so kind of you admitted that it was done wrong. I think
Yes.
the important thing that the board wants to stress to you is make sure your employees know it, make sure you know,
Yes.
Because, like I said, there was an operation here that the city conducted, and I'm telling you that it's probably not going to be the last operation that the city's going to conduct, so you have to be wary of it. Your people, your staff have to be wary of it, because it's your license. If you
Yeah.
lose it, it's your livelihood. That's dollars out the door. So and I think I'm going to go along, because you haven't been in here before on a matter like this, that with the recommendation that we've done for the others is just put it on file for 6 months.
Okay.
All right? You understand that? Just put it on file 6 months, not take any action on it. But you've got to remember that if we see you here again, we can't be as lenient as it appears that we could be, all right?
Okay,
So I'll
thank you
make a motion to put it on file for 6 months.
Okay, the most, I just want to say a couple of things. The most upsetting thing about this is they didn't ask for an ID. It's if you came in here and you said they showed me a false ID, that they showed me an ID, and we read it wrong, or they showed me an ID and it was a phony ID. You didn't ask for an ID. The basics of your business is to ask for that ID.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to go along with Commissioner Gary's recommendation.
Yeah.
This will go on file. If you come in here in the next 6 months, you're probably not going to be very happy with us. There's no excuse, none. There's absolutely no. When you go back, you sit your son down, you sit your waitress down, and you make sure they understand. There's no excuse.
Okay,
They have a machine today that others that have been in here, and we could, I'm sure, find the names of them. You could go, you take the license, you flash it in the machine, it tells you in 2 seconds whether it's valid, whether the person's over 21, everything. And I think didn't somebody tell us it was like $1,200
Yeah.
to buy it? You know, if we shut you down for a week, you're gonna lose more than $1,200.
Yes.
So you might want to just give some thought to going and find out where you buy, because quite a few of them are using it. And there is a new sheriff in town,
Okay.
and he's not going to stand for this. And we get the complaint in, we're not going to want to be seeing you there. We don't want to spend Thursday afternoon doing this. Okay, I'd rather be fishing. Right, Benjamin? Yeah. He'd rather be fishing too, that's my grandson. Okay? So I'd rather be doing that than being here.
Okay.
So I would go back and make sure my people thoroughly understood. I'm going to second the motion to place it on file for 6 months. Motion second, all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you.
good luck.
Don't walk away feeling too good.
All right, be
The
cautious.
next time I say, does he know you? If he says yes, you're in trouble.
Commission will now open the hearing on the White Eagle Cafe of Lowell, Inc. Don Battley is the manager of record, 585 Market Street, of the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee. This also being a complaint of alleged sale to minor. Also, Mr. Chairman, pertains to the grant that was provided to the Lowell Police Department.
Same situation.
Same situation. Don, tell us what happened.
Well, fortunately, it was during the Winterfest. It was during that weekend, and the bar was dead. It was totally dead. And I told my bartender, I says, "Oh, I'll see you tomorrow," you know. And he's a reputable bartender. He's 45, 46 years old, great guy, and he always IDs. I swear to God, he always IDs. This gentleman came in. He says, "Don, I took a look at him. He looked old enough to be my father, word for word." I gave him a beer. No sooner to
You
walk-
gave him the beer?
No, not God, not me. The bartender did.
Okay.
And he called me up and he says, "Don, you won't believe what happened." You know, he's all upset. So after I reprimanded him and gave him some time off to think about what he just did, because I told him ID. I mean, I've been straightened out that whole place.
Suspended him for a couple of days, or?
4 days.
Yeah. All right.
So, I mean, I took action, and I apologized to the papers. I mean, I've straightened out the White Eagle. The White Eagle's been great, you know. I mean, it's been clean as house. It's, I just can't apologize to me, again, to you guys. I just, you know, and I'm even looking into that machine myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy that
And like
myself.
I said, we're just looking to see that, to make sure that people understand the seriousness of it, making sure that people understand that, like I said, that's the basic function, that you gotta ask for the ID. And
Absolutely.
I think you understand it, you just gotta convey that a little more strenuously to others, because, you know, they don't really lose much if we pull the license. You do, you know,
Right.
so
Well,
that's obvious, you know.
That's what I told them. And I
So,
apologize to you, too.
I look around that recommendation of placing it on file for 6 months, and again, I think you took action, and I'm noticing that, and I think you understand the seriousness of, like I said before, I don't think it's gonna be the last one that the police will
No, I don't
go in
think
these
so
cops
either.
and shops, which is good, you know, so that'd be my motion.
Thank
The
you.
same as he said.
I agree.
You understand, you know, we try not to belay a heavy burden, but, you know, our biggest fear is people walk out of here and say, it's okay, you know?
No, it's
Well,
not.
it isn't okay, because you're the one, you know, like, you would look now, and where is your employee that did this? He's probably working and having a part-time job as a bartender, I don't know, but maybe. But he's not losing anything. You're here Thursday
Right.
afternoon,
I know.
waiting around,
I know.
hopefully winging around the rosary beads, hoping that the hammer's not going to come down too hard, and it's not this time, because
Right.
we believe, as sure as the police department believes, that everybody needs a wake-up call. Every once in a while, you got to kind of, you know, reach out with a 2x4 and donk them upside the head, wakes them up, gets them back on their toes, because we become complacent with our customers and with people coming in. We let things slide. So, as
You're right.
Commissioner Gary said, I'm sure, and I can easily say, I'm sure that I hope this isn't the last one they're going to do. They need to do it. They need to keep people on their toes. So I'm going to second his motion. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
gentlemen. Thank you.
applications downstairs, all of this is for change.
Changing the operation, okay. Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
Commission opened the matter to do with an application by USA Auto Sales, Inc., doing business as USA Auto Sales, Danielle Corigliano, the president, used car dealer licensee Class 2, number is 719-B, for premises at 607 Middlesex Street, there being an open lot of 13,000 square feet. An office trailer is 12 feet by 24 feet. It is requested that Rialdo Farias of Lynn, Massachusetts be approved as a corporate secretary and as a director. And this license, Mr. Chairman, had been issued on March the 13th, 2007, on the provision that the applicant would be before you to get the approval of the new officer.
Introduce yourself for the record, please.
My name is Danielle Corigliano, president and the owner of USA Auto Sales at 607 Middlesex Street. And this is Rialdo Farias. He lives at 757 Summer Street in Lynn. He has been listed in my corporation as a secretary and director in case if I need to go to Brazil because my mom is sick. And first I want to apologize also because I didn't show up for the previous meeting. Okay.
Okay. So what you're saying in essence is by approving him as a director, he's going to be responsible for the business.
When I'm not there.
When you're not there.
I'm there like 7 days a week. But I have a personal problem in my life that I think is important that I can't hide from you guys. Like my mom is sick in Brazil. If I have to go there, I need to leave someone that I trust to be responsible for the business. Someone that, let's say in case if you have a complaint, like those are the 3 cases that people have to come here and show up. What happens if I'm out of the country? So he's the one who's gonna be responsible.
All right, and he's a member of the corporation?
Yes, he is.
There's been no other changes to the corporation?
No.
We're all done with that?
I learned the lesson.
All right.
Okay?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right.
When do I have to come back to renew the license for next year, like October, November?
Well, the matter of renewals doesn't actually take place till the end of the calendar year, so that wouldn't be till sometime beginning of December. A notice would be sent out for renewal, at which point you would also be renewing your bond if it needs to be renewed at that time.
Let's not make it complicated. All right?
I'm already thinking ahead.
All right,
I'm
good.
sorry.
Yeah, you need plenty of time to prepare. Good luck.
Mr. Chairman, there are 2 letters of complaint. Actually, there are several matters for the board to consider. First of all, we have another licensee, Bridge Inc., doing business as Tavern at the Bridge for premises at 318 Bridge Street, had alleged sale to a minor that was a person who was part of the police operations, special operations. That would be, the manager of record had requested that that matter be continued to the meeting of April the 26th.
Yeah.
That was made several weeks ago. Also, we have 2 letters of complaint that are new. The package store Appleton Liquors at 171 Appleton Street was a sale to a minor alleged. And also there is a complaint against the Dubliner, the corporation, Tyler Perry, doing business as the Dubliner at 197 Market Street. That also requires, you have a copy of the notice of the complaint. By setting up a hearing date.
What about? You know, the problem that we have here is that we don't have a third person on the board. I've got a real conflict with the Dubliner. You know, they're clients of mine. I really think that I'm going to ask just to postpone that hearing until such time as somebody's named to the board.
Yeah.
I know that I can do it under the necessity to vote, but to be honest with you, the last time that ended up happening, there was somebody in the listening audience that actually knew the family and made a phone call and said, you know, that's a conflict of interest. And I said, I know, and I declared it at that time. reading the complaint, it seems to me that I would rather just postpone that.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion too. I'm not gonna, I've done it a couple of times, out of the, the protocol, out of necessity. For the disciplinary hearings, I'm not gonna do it anymore. And I recommend that we don't put anything on for disciplinary hearings. If there's a conflict between the two, with the petitioner or the disciplined person, my recommendation is don't put it on for a hearing till we have a third member, because I'm not gonna put myself in that position, even though it is a necessity. I'm not gonna put myself in that position, during a disciplinary hearing. So they'll just remain open, and then when we get a third member, we can move on. So that's my position.
I'll convey that message to the superintendent.
Okay,
Good.
if you would. I appreciate it.
Excuse me, under the circumstances, the one you will be willing to hear for the meeting of April 26th would be the Bridge Inc.
Yep.
And
That's
the
okay.
package store, that's known as Appleton Liquors at 171 Appleton Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both will be heard for the
that's
26th.
okay.
I
Yep.
don't see any conflict there.
And the Dubliner will be
Postponed.
indefiniteless, postponed.
Still no action on it, so
No.
all we can do.
That's all I
Okay.
have.
The next thing I'd like to bring up, and I received a phone call from some of the condo owners downtown that when we had the last meeting, I had made the statement that, it was good that they were concerned and that it was good for them to come in and voice their complaints and to let us know. And I actually told them if there was a problem, they could call me, and one did. And that one led to another one. It seems to them that there are people that work in Boston that live in the condos that are leaving like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to catch the train. They say they hear noise coming from some of the bar rooms. I find that difficult. But I do think that a letter to all of the bar owners in the city saying at night at 1:30, you will put up all the blinds and open the window, have the windows open. In other words, no curtains or shades down. I think what it will do is it will afford the police the opportunity to pull right alongside of the bar, throw on the alley lights, and be able to look right in the bar and see if anybody's in there. I think also it will prevent break-ins. It just makes sense that it would be open so that, as some of the police have said to us, they're walking along checking the doors at night. They can't see in the place. They got to bang on the door. There's no reason why a bar room or a nightclub or a restaurant in the downtown area can't have their shades up at 1:30, which would help to say to everybody, good night. And it would also help the people that own the bar to know that the police are going to be able to go by and very easily tell if there's somebody in there or not. So I would like to make a motion that a letter went out to, I know that the superintendent of police is in the process of putting a meeting together, I guess. I'd like to be invited to it. But I think that this would be a great step. It's just a common sense step. If the policeman can look in the window and see the bar, either somebody left the jukebox playing or the radio blaring or something, and if they're that dumb, we can wake them up, make them come down and turn it off. So I'd like to make that a letter go out, and I'd ask Captain Taylor if the secretary...
Again, I could see, I'll go along with it. It's a recommendation, because we can't mandate it, obviously, but if the recommendation, let the bar owners decide if that's going to be helpful to their entity. If they think it is, they should. I'm not in the position, I'm not going to tell a person how to run their bar. I think it's a good recommendation, but it's a recommendation. We can't mandate it. And I don't know what people are being, I'm sure there's cleaning crews that are probably in there at night. I don't know, And I don't know if the noise element is what it is, but if it's a recommendation I'll make to them, if they think it's worthwhile to do it, then they should do it.
I think you have your motion, Mr. Chairman and Commissioner Geary, in terms of the idea of it is an excellent one. And I also, in the back of my mind, I have a feeling that by statute, by state law, though our licensees, there is no quote-unquote tavern licensee in the city of Lowell.
Right.
That's a specific type of license. It's a restaurant, and it's issued to a particular type of establishment that allows for access by way of viewing from the street. And there's a definition in the statute that requires that the windows be open, that it and I'll just double check on that.
Okay. Good.
But
Do.
I think you would be particularly, may be able to create a regulation requiring.
Well, let's see if they have a
Okay.
spirit of cooperation. I concur with Commissioner Gary. Being in business myself, I hate people telling me to do things, but I think that a common sense recommendation like that, hopefully we wouldn't have to go around and beat them to death with it. I think that the condo owners would have, would know that if noise was coming out of a place and they were woke up during the night because of it, well, if I'm awake and it's bothering me that much, I'm going to do something about it, okay? And I had a particular instance where, one gentleman said he walks his wife to the train because the noise downtown at 4 o'clock is so bad he don't want to leave her on the street. So he walks her over. And I find, I'm not saying that he didn't or anything. I'm just saying if it bothered him that much to call, let's try to take a step to bring the two sides together. And maybe it's something else. So if we could do something along that line, I think that it's a common sense type thing.
Mr. Chairman, I can tell you also, we've had discussions in the police department recently about some establishments that have been the scene of some disturbances over the past several months where civilians and police officers have unfortunately been hurt. And one of the things we've been able to determine is that potentially some of these establishments are distributing alcohol, while they may be technically within the legal confines of the chapter, potentially lead to the probability or the likelihood of violent disturbances taking place. And I know we're trying to formulate some recommendations or suggestions that we intend to bring back to the License Commission, very similar to what you're talking about, and our hope would be that the License Commission would distribute these, and while they may be technically legal in the way they serve them, we think that the recommendation would be that they discontinue that. Yeah. It involves bringing multiple drinks to the table at a time and things like that we think lead to disorder.
Sure. Okay, anything else? Anything from the city side?
No, thank you.
Nothing? Okay. You, sir?
A motion to,
I just want to mention that the neighborhood is very interested in working with the licensing commission and the police department on this whole issue of getting the bars to be more responsible. My name is Stephen Green. I reside at 181 Market Street, and we're willing to work with you. We're going to be at the police meeting, and we're trying to get the bar owners to be part of the solution. I think that's.
I'm sure they will be.
Well,
they have to be.
Yeah, because if they're not, what's going to happen is the neighbor's going to make sure that their licenses aren't renewed, and they should just.
That's the same as us sitting here trying to tell them that, your son sold, without asking for an ID. You got to understand, it's your livelihood, not your son's. Yep. So if you don't make him, you're going to be the guy that's going to be out looking for a job.
Right.
So we appreciate your attendance.
And we want to work with you. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything else?
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn and seconded. All in favor say yes. Coming home, Benjamin.